Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Carter, and I want to welcome you to your fall econ class. I'm so excited that you're taking this class with me through IDLA. I want to go over some aspects of the course and give you some specific things that you can pay attention to as you take the class so that you can make sure that you're successful in it ultimately at the end. So one of the things students are really concerned about sometimes with online classes is how do I make sure that I pass this class? So my number one piece of advice is to not fall behind, to make sure that you're turning work in on time. Because once you start to fall behind by a week or two, then you're playing catch up the whole time. And sometimes it can be a real struggle to keep on top of what most of you may be doing, which is going to a face-to-face high school and taking this online class, or maybe you're doing all online classes, but nevertheless you have more classes than just this one econ course. And so oftentimes it can be hard to manage all those things. So my biggest piece of advice is that you have a calendar, you have specific days that you decide that you want to work on this coursework, and you stick to that. So maybe on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you're always going to work for an hour or so, and then you're going to make sure that everything's turned in and do any last minute stuff on a Sunday or a Saturday. But we do have 8 units and they're due every 2 weeks. So try and make sure that you're working on stuff earlier in that 2-week period in case you encounter any sort of tech issues or there's questions that you might have about the assignment and you need to get in touch with me and communicate with me so that you understand the assignments. So my suggestion is that you set up a calendar, you have specific days that you work on the class, you start early in the week and you check back in every so often and make sure that you get those units in on time. Another thing you can do to make sure that you're successful in the class is to redo any low scoring assignments. So if you get done with the quiz and you see that you just really kind of bombed it, you can redo any quizzes and assignments. You can redo any of those things. So the quizzes you can redo 3 times, the unit tests you can redo twice, and assignments you can continue to turn in as many times as you need to. Basically with those things, just communicate with me. If you're really struggling with a test and you've tried it twice and you really want to give it a go for a 3rd time, just shoot me an email and I'm happy to open that up for you. But really, your grade is totally in your control. So if you want to redo stuff because you didn't really understand it and you want to get a better score and have better understanding, that will be reflected in your grade. So again, you're welcome to redo any of those low scoring assignments anytime that you like. Even after a unit is done, you can go back to a past unit and redo some work. Another suggestion that I have is to make sure that you ask for help early. So you can email me. I answer emails within 24 hours. You can text me or call. Just please no texts or phone calls after 9 p.m. And then I'm in the e-tutoring room, so you can request an e-tutoring session with me on Tuesdays from 7 to 9. So all of those options are great. I do get back to you quickly, but I'm here to help you. So even if it's something as small as like I can't open up this assignment or I have no idea what this is asking me to do, no question is too silly. So all questions are welcome. And I really encourage you to ask for help earlier before you get frustrated, rather than waiting until you have units being turned in late and you're really frustrated and that sort of thing. Another way that you can be successful in the class is to turn in extra credit. So I offer extra credit study guides. So every single unit in the update section will have a study guide attached. And so there'll be 8 of those. And so you can complete those. Sometimes it's just defining things. Sometimes it's a review and you just answer a few questions. But it's a study guide to help you review the unit. And you can send those to my email and I'll give you extra credit. Within each of the units, there's little interactivity games too. So it might be a crossword, it might just be questions, it might be a Jeopardy game, something like that that's meant to help you review what you just learned and process it. So just take a screenshot of you participating in that interactivity at any point. And I just ask that you compile those screenshots into one unit. So you do all the interactivities for unit 1, and then you send me a Google Doc or a Word doc with all of those interactivities attached to that, rather than one at a time as you do them. And again, the biggest piece of advice I have for you is to stay on top of things and to not fall behind. So this fall course is unique in that we don't have breaks. So you guys will probably through your school have a Thanksgiving break and then also Christmas break. We are not having a break, a Thanksgiving break in this class. So that means that you'll have to be really careful with those dates and make sure that you're prepared to let me know if you're going to be out of town. So I do have a late policy. I believe that there should be flexibility with online classes, but you also need to be held accountable for your work and keep on top of things. So I have a late work policy. And if you know that you're going to be gone at some point, whether it's Thanksgiving break or over a long weekend when a unit is due, and you know you're not going to have service or you're just not going to have time, just shoot me an email ahead of time and just say, hey, Miss Carter, I'm going to be out of town. Is it okay if I have a couple of extra days for this unit? If you let me know ahead of time, I'm happy to give you that extra time and not give you a late penalty. And so with Thanksgiving break, just keep that in mind because a lot of students are used to having a full week off, and this 2-week unit is going to fall right over Thanksgiving break. And so your work will be late if you're not turning it in during that time, unless you let me know that you're going to be out of town. Another really important thing to keep in mind is that our finals week is the week before Christmas. So some of you may be getting out early, some of you may have a half week. It just depends on what school you go to. So you need to be really, really aware of your site, who your site coordinator is. That's the person at your school, your home school, that is going to be setting up your final exam. And you need to make sure that that final exam is taken before Christmas, or else I'll be submitting grades right after Christmas and you will have an incomplete and you won't pass the class. So you have to make sure everything is in line, you have all your work turned in, you're all ready to go on that finals week, even if you just have a half week or so. And I'll remind you of that as we get closer to it as well. So one thing to keep in mind is that this is an online class, and so everything is linked within the within Schoology itself. So all videos, assignment links, extra reading, everything is linked in there. So if there's a link that's not working for you, email me immediately, let me know. It might be a connectivity issue on your end, especially if some of your schools block some of the content. So I will help you out as much as I can, but also our IDLA tech department is awesome. And so you can call them or you can email them at any time and they will walk you through any issues that you have. So again, I'm really excited for this fall session and I'm excited to get to know each and every one of you. And again, please let me know if you have any questions when you're going through this class. And I hope that we have a really great fall together. So we'll be talking to you soon in the updates. I'll leave some videos in those from time to time to let you know about assignments and different topics within the unit. And again, don't forget that you can get in touch with me through email or text or visit me during those e-tutoring hours. So welcome to the course and hope we have a great semester. Thanks.